Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Let's Talk But No Politics. Okay, this is a bonus episode on the Helium Radio Network, coming to you every Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern, for a bonus episode of Let's Talk But No Politics. Okay, I'm your host, Andrew Lenz. You can check out my main episodes every Sunday, BICBP Radio Network, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcast, Audible, Amazon Music. Uh, I'm getting everywhere, and I gotta thank you, the listener, for that. So, without further ado, let me get into the sponsor for the bonus episodes, and it is the Podcast Precinct. If you're in the Western New York area and you are looking to start a podcast, but you don't want to spend the money on the equipment, you're not really quite sure what to do or how to go buy it, that is what the Podcast Precinct can do for you, is help you get your podcast up and running. And for only $20 per person per month, they can do that for you by offering you services as well as social media management for extra money as well. And they give you the time and experience and help you get your experience going in this wonderful world of podcasting as well. So if you are in the Western New York area thinking about starting a podcast, want to start a podcast but not quite sure, or you don't have the money, then go to the Podcast Precinct. 2 recording stations as well, one in a studio and one in a nice comfortable setting on a couch as well. Great equipment, great everything, great owner. Please, if you're in the Western New York area, you want to start a podcast, go check out the Podcast Precinct. Message them on Facebook, and they will be more than happy to help you. All right, so here we are. Another tier maker. I was trying to think of something else. And then I kind of was like looking around, and I got back onto this whole tier maker thing. And I stumbled across something that's very interesting. It is Adam Sandler movies. Okay, this is a very love hate thing now, I think, with Adam Sandler and movies. So I'm going to tier them into, we got 5 different tiers here. Uh, the best of Adam Sandler. It had its moments. Bad, piece of crap. And they're looking through, there's a couple that I have not seen. So that should be interesting to check out. So without further ado, let's get into tiering some Adam Sandler movies to see how they go. So the first one we have is Bedtime Stories. Where do I want to put Bedtime Stories? I kind of want to put it in Adam Sandler at its best because he didn't get stupid over the top with it, and he just was the character he was meant to be. But I I'm thinking it's more of it had its moments, because this is not something I'm going to rewatch myself over and over again. So, sorry. Bedtime Stories goes there, even though it's very borderline on the best of Adam Sandler's. Adam Sandler. It's very borderline. I just kind of had to put it there. The week of, this was a Netflix movie with Chris Rock, and his daughter's marrying Chris Rock's son. I thought it was a pretty decent movie, but looking at it overall, it wasn't. I'm gonna put it in bad, even though it wasn't that bad. It still was pretty bad. It wasn't as good as the other Adam Sandler movies, so I gotta put it there. I thought maybe there's a couple of good moments, but not enough to put it in. It had its moments. Just go with it. I don't know why. I've seen this movie. It just seems very forgettable for me. But Where do I want to put this? Uh, I'm going to put it in it as bad as well because I don't think this is one of his great movies. You got to go with it. Had its moments. Are going to get a couple, I think, ones that might surprise you, but it wasn't. It wasn't memorable. It wasn't anything I was going to go back and watch unless it's kind of like just on TV and I'm bored out of my mind. So that's where I put that. How? What is this one? That's my boy. That's what this one is. That's my boy. Oh, where do I want to put this? I'm shockingly going to put this in. It had its moments, just because I think Andy Samberg kind of saved it, and that's pretty much where I got to put it right there. Is it just had its moments? It's nothing great, nothing spectacular, nothing awesome. Um, a lot of these movies I noticed too, like the beginning sequences are really good, and then it just kind of drops off afterwards. So, right, Little Nicky. Little Nicky, I think this is probably. I would have to say this is best of Adam Sandler. Definitely best of in my mind. This is a great movie. I watch this over and over again. Him being the son of Satan and the and an angel, uh, intertwining his other movies, but not to an annoyance. Where Chubbs is in play from Happy Gilmore. Uh, Funny things where Dan Marino is talking to the devil trying to get a Super Bowl win, and he told him he did it for Namath, and he said, well, he was going here anyways. So it had a lot of not too many over the top moments where I think a lot of these recent Adam Sandler movies did as well. So I'm going to say that's a best of. Here's another one I feel is a best of Mr. Deeds. I think it's just a great Adam Sandler movie. I think it needs to be mentioned in one of the great Adam as one of the great Adam Sandler movies. Not going to say it's like topped like a top 10, maybe a top 10, but this is tiers. This is tiers, not rankings. But it's definitely up there. I love Mr. Deeds. He just plays that simple guy that Adam Sandler does so well. And he plays it in the big city. He's about to inherit millions or billions of dollars, and he didn't even know from a guy he didn't even know. So I definitely got to say that is up there, right there, in the best of Adam Sandler. Don't mess with the Zohan. It was bad. It was bad. It did not have enough moments to put in. It had its moments. It was bad. Was it a piece of crap? No, but it was bad. It was pretty bad. This children movie, I don't even know what this is. Never seen it. Hotel Transylvania. My kids liked it. Did I like it? I'm gonna put it had its moments. It had its moments. It was good from there. I wouldn't say it was bad. It's a good family. It is what it is if you look at it from that aspect of it. It was a good family film, and that's what it was. So that's where I'm going to put it there. Uh, Here we are. This is Hotel Transylvania 2. I did not like it. I'm just going to put it in bad. My kids liked it. That's what's keeping me from putting away from a piece of crap. So the Ridiculous Six. This is crazy. I'm going to put it in. It had its moments. Adam Sandler was not the best in this movie, uh, but as an Adam Sandler movie, the people that he brought in there, I think, is just as important as Adam Sandler, and it it had a lot of good actors in it, and pretty decent storyline, even though it did get kind of over the top at some points. But I think the actors and the cameos that played the historical figures was absolutely great. So that is why I put it in. It had its moments, in my opinion. Another wonderful Netflix movie, and then here's another Netflix movie in Sonny Wexler. This was a piece of crap. It was it was pretty decent in the beginning, and then all of a sudden it just took a tragic fall. I didn't find anything great about it, anything wonderful, anything exciting at all. Uh, Nothing too great. Eight Crazy Nights, that's a best of. That's a best of in my mind. The Longest Yard remake, Paul Crew. Where do this was a funny movie. It was pretty funny, pretty entertaining. But is this like iconic Adam Sandler at its best? Even though, because I think, like I said, to make a good Adam Sandler movie, he's got to have a good support around him, and that is something he did. I'm gonna put it in the best of Adam Sandler. I think I could put that there safely. Best of. Click. Jeez, I did not like Click. I'm gonna put it in bad. It was kind of boring. It wasn't the best. I think I should have fast forwarded it myself in real life to go with it. And it, oh, it was just horrible. Horrible. I don't, well, not horrible, but it was bad in my book. It wasn't a piece of crap, but it was bad. Anger management, I like it. I like it. It goes right there. Best of. Best of Adam Sandler. Right there. Jack Nicholson. Is it? Yeah, Nicholson. No, Jack Nicholson's the golfer. Jack Nicholas brought out the best of them in this. And I'm going to keep on going back to it. I think if he has a great surrounding cast, he can play off of them a lot better than what normal is, as long as he doesn't try and get over the top like most movies are today as well. So, those great. I now pronounce you Chuck and Larry. Boom. Best of. Probably one of his last great ones. I'm not gonna lie. This is a great movie. Um, Plays a little bit of a different role. I kind of like a more of a down to earth type of guy instead of like this playboy bachelor guy that he plays in it. I went to the drive-in to see this, and it was pretty. And I was actually shocked. It was pretty good. This is probably one of the only movies where he's with Kevin James where I'm like, oh yeah, that is that is pretty entertaining. But that I gotta put it in the best of. I rewatched. I rewatched. Now pronounce you Chuck and Larry a lot of times. 50 First Dates. Best of. I just did a movie review. What in February on 50 First Dates with Jack Chalepka of the 2 Point Conversation, and it still doesn't disappoint. It's a great romantic comedy, and this is probably something I'm going to repeat again. Him and Drew Barrymore are absolutely pure magic together. They can take some bad movies and make them really good. Not saying this was bad, but this was a really good movie. He once again played a little bit more of a down to earth character that's vulnerable and doesn't want to get hurt. But the jokes and everything else in there is absolutely amazing. This one I cannot remember the name of, but he's a 9/11. His family died in 9/11, and he finds this friend that tries to help him. And I thought it was really good. I'm gonna put it in the best of. Cannot remember the name. There's a lot of he. It just seems like more recently he's been making bad movies. Airheads, best of. Once again, great support. Steve Buscemi, uh, Brendan Fraser. It's not Fraser. Phaser. I'm saying it wrong. But this is like, I wouldn't say this is his first movie, but kind of like in a supporting kind of main role. Really great playing Pip and the pool cleaner. Yeah, yeah, that's definitely up there. Murder Mystery Never Seen. Jack and Jill, this is just pure piece of crap. Pure piece of crap as well. Spanglish, I'm going to put in it had its moments. I think this is if Adam Sandler is not doing funny, people automatically assumes it's going to be a bad movie. he doesn't always have to do funny. I think he can do kind of serious roles every once in a while. Waterboy. This is another one of those like uh, when they were asking if Peyton Manning needs to go into the Hall of Fame, and the sports writer was like, "It's Peyton Manning." This is the Waterboy. This is the best of Adam Sandler right there too. High quality H2O. Funny people. This is a movie I meant to kind of see, but I did not see. So I'm gonna put it in that scene. Big Daddy, another one. Here we are. I think it was $5 or $3 Wednesdays at the good old Summit 6. And that's best of. I don't hear too many people say that they hated Big Daddy, didn't like it, it was stupid, wasn't funny, or anything like that. It it's great. Once again, kind of down to earth guy, slacker in a way. That's what he needs to go with on a lot of these. He can't really step out of his comfort. I have no idea what this is, and I believe I've never seen it. So I was talking about him not always playing a comedy, and that sometimes he can kind of play a serious role. Here's one that probably not a lot of people know of. It's Punch Drunk Love. I think this is him at his best, where he's like silent, and then he'll have outburst because he has like I think 3 or 4 sisters in this movie, and they all kind of gang up on him and make fun of him. And he discovers this whole pudding scheme where he can get frequent flyer miles, and you can get cheap for cheap if you get it from the pudding. So he just buys a whole bunch of pudding to get frequent flyer miles because he's gonna go and visit some girl in Utah because he calls this. I guess I'm gonna say it sex chat hotline. It's a very very interesting movie. Go check that out. Punch Drunk Love. It's very different. Don't expect the over the top goofy Adam Sandler, but it's good and it has its funny moments. But it's best of. It's him stepping out of what he does. Here's another one. Quintessential. If I'm gonna make a box set of great Adam Sandler movies, this is what I got in the best of. Billy Madison. This is his breakout one. Uh, it's absolutely amazing. What are you looking at, Swan? Another one, Happy Gilmore. This is piggybacking off of Billy Madison. Great movie. This is where we get the setup for Chubbs and Little Nikki. And I think those are definitely top 1 and 2. If you were going to make a list of favorite Adam Sandler movies, is Happy Gilmore and Billy Madison. Really, really, really great movies. Super funny. Not any bad parts, not any down parts. That's something that happens. Wedding Singer, best of. Him and Drew Barrymore, like I said, just make magic, make things work. 100% totally awesome. Make things work. Hotel Transylvania 3, I did not see. My kids saw it, but by this point, they were old enough to try to just watch it by themselves. This is his very first starring role, Overboard. I remember getting this for like my birthday on VHS, and I watched it, and I wouldn't say it's the best of Adam Sandler. I would say it had its moments for the production value that it had. If you were just going to go purely movie compared to these other ones, it would be just a pure piece of crap. But you got to think of the production value in this movie because it wasn't like massively released. So that's something that has to be played into it. Hubie's Halloween. Is it the best of? No, but oddly, I enjoyed it. It was. I'm gonna might give some spoilers, so be careful if you never watched Hubie's Halloween. If you haven't, and you want to, skip through this video, or if you can, pause it for a little bit. And but Hubie's Halloween is a lot like it felt like a comedic Friday the 13th with a twist that you definitely did not expect. And yet they played to what you thought the twist was going to be the whole entire movie. And then all of a sudden, it just kind of flipped you on your head to the point where you were like, yeah, this is a pretty good movie. Pretty good movie. See, not too many spoilers, but it's kind of a spoiler where I told you it's got it's it's got that weird plot twist. M. Night Shyamalan would have been like, "Whoa, dude!" Grown Ups 2, never seen that one. Don't really have a desire to see it. Pixels. If it if you remove the video game pop culture nostalgia out of it, it's a bad movie. Is it a piece of crap up there with Sonny Wexler and Jack and Jill? No, but it's pretty bad. It's definitely pretty bad to the point where just not a fan. I, I'll watch it just because of the video game aspect of it, but other than that, I'm not watching this thing. Blended. This is probably not the best of him and Drew Barrymore, but I'm going to put in it had its moments. It had a couple of stupid over the top things in there that kind of wasn't needed, but it was still really good. It was not bad. I know a lot of people don't like it, but I did not find it bad. I find it in that next tier below. I would rewatch it too. Bulletproof. Haven't seen it in years, but I think this is Adam Sandler coming into his own with Damon Wayans right there. So I gotta put it in the best of. Anytime you start seeing an actor come into his own type thing, to going into a setup of a Billy Madison, Happy Gilmore, I think this was maybe before or after that, but it's very interesting to see on how he's gonna do. The Cobbler, this very recent movie. Once again, this is not a funny Adam Sandler role, but it's still in the best of. Uh, is it a funny movie? No, but is it a fun movie? Yes. Is it interesting? Very much so. So if you've never seen The Cobbler, please go check it out. Abs- it's probably one of my favorites of all time. I love The Cobbler. He doesn't do anything stupid over the top, and I think that's what he's trying to do a little bit more now, is a little bit more serious roles instead of trying to do so much stupid over the top. But when he does stupid over the top, it's with his friends, so I think it's more of like a friend project as well. Grown Ups, I would put in it had its moments. I don't think it's the best of Adam Sandler. It's not standing out in my head. That's one of the things that I'm kind of going with there. Is it not standing out in my head as absolute best Adam Sandler? Is it horrible? Is it bad? Is it a piece of crap? No, because it was pretty good. And he kept that good surrounding cast around him as well. And it's kind of weird, or not weird, but it's a good story about the basketball team, and they get back together for a reunion. I believe once the coach dies as well. So that is where these Adam Sandler movies are tiered. So let me know if you agree or anything else, but I'm going to read through them actually real quick. So the best of Adam Sandler, the very top tier, we have Little Nicky, Mr. Deeds, Crazy Nights, Longest Yard, Anger Management, I Now Pronounce You Chuck and Larry, 51st Dates. I can't remember the name, but it has to do around 9/11. It's a very good movie. Go check it out. After that is Airheads, Waterboy, Big Daddy, Punch Drunk Love, Billy Madison, Happy Gilmore, The Wedding Singer, Bulletproof, The Cobbler. It had its moments, not the best of, but still pretty decent. Still a pretty decent Adam Sandler movie. Is Bedtime Stories. Uh, That's My Boy, Hotel Transylvania, The Ridiculous Six, Spanglish, Overboard, Hubie's Halloween, Blended, and Grown Ups. In the bad tier, we have The Week of, Just Go With It, Don't Mess with the Zohan, Hotel Transylvania 2, Click, and Pixels. In the piece of crap tier, we have Sandy Wexler and Jack and Jill. And then not seen, I'm not sure what this movie is, something children. I've not seen Murder Mysteries, Funny People. I'm not even sure what that one is. If you're watching the video, or if you're not watching the video, it's Meyer Metalovich. And they don't have Cutting the Gems one on here, I notice. I have not seen that one either. And then Hotel Transylvania 3 I've not seen, and Grown Ups 2 I have not seen. So that completes this wonderful tier of how I feel about each one of these Adam Sandler movies. You might feel different. If you're watching this on YouTube, please leave a comment below. Let me know how you feel about each one, because I think, looking at this, different opinions are going to waver on a lot of these movies. I think a lot of people put them in piece of crap. Some people would put them, in maybe the best of Adam Sandler. It all depends. But that is it. So remember, check out bonus episodes every Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern, Helium Radio Network, and main episodes every Sunday on the BICBP Radio Network, Apple Podcast, Spotify, Google Podcast, Audible, Amazon Music, all over the place. And if you're watching on YouTube and you're not subscribed, subscribe to the channel. Also, if you're watching on YouTube, thank you. If you're listening, thank you. And with that being said, good morning, good afternoon, and good night.